What makes up a strong female character? Is she physically strong with a tough as nails attitude? Is she free from flaws and making mistakes? Is she an independent woman who doesn't need no man? The answer to these questions is no, not necessarily. A strong female character is one who is real and unique. She can be of any physical build, career, personality, anything as long as she is complex and represents a unique fictional individual. Oftentimes, female characters are portrayed in two-dimensional ways, with one trait that directs their whole being and every decision they make, and this is labeled as a strong female. The strong female characters we want to see are well-written and authentic. These characters have goals or are trying to figure out what their goals are. These goals can include a love life and a family, but go beyond men and children. Women take up a little more than half of the American population, and yet, in primetime television, females make up only 42% of speaking characters. Obviously, there is an issue with representation in television. Not only are women a smaller portion of TV characters, they are most often portrayed with a certain set of characteristics. Representation for different ethnicities is one issue for women in television. 79% of characters are white, while other diversities make up the remainder. So if racially diverse women make up a fraction of the already small amounts of females, we can assume that not all of these characters can be quality female characters. There's also a problem on TV with the portrayal of women and their careers. Only 39% of women are seen at work or an occupation, while 61% of males are. When women's jobs are shown, they are often limited to a small set of careers. Career-wise, in one study, women took up exactly 0% of chief justices and DAs, while they were 100% of editors-in-chief. Women were also only 29.6% doctors and 38% of academic administrators. In addition, females on TV tend to be portrayed younger. 62% of female characters on television are in their 20s or 30s. That's more than half of the characters for a small group of the female population. Also, women are 3 times as likely to be wearing sexy attire or to show exposed skin than men. The majority of TV shows give a very specific type of woman. It makes it seem as though a 45-year-old Latina Chief Justice is impossible, even though she definitely exists in real life. Without representation and strong female characters, young girls have a small amount of role models to pull from. One way to evaluate television shows is through the Bechdel test. The Bechdel test is usually used for films, but for our purposes we will translate its rules to television. In this test, a movie must pass 3 simple rules. 1. It has 2 women speaking characters. 2. These women talk to each other. And 3. They talk about something, anything other than men. The sad thing is, many television shows would not pass the Bechdel test for every episode, even if the criteria asks for as little as a 30-second conversation among women. Instead, we must think of television shows as falling on a spectrum for the Bechdel test, going from bad examples to great examples. Family Guy and South Park are comedic and far from serious, but the majority of episodes do not pass the criteria. Even great TV shows with a female lead, such as 30 Rock, do not fall totally on the good side. Liz Lemon generally only has conversations with the other female lead Jenna, and rarely with other women. Shows with male leads do not necessarily ignore women. Shows like Friday Night Lights, The Office, or King of the Hill fall on the middle part of the spectrum. Generally, for a show to pass all 3 rules with flying colors, the show needs to be centered around women specifically, like HBO's Girls or Gilmore Girls. Surprisingly, Mad Men, a show set in the 1960s, actually is higher on the spectrum and has very interesting plotlines for its females. The characters Joan and Peggy have their flaws, but they are generally not man-centered characters. While the Bechdel test is complicated to translate to television, its rules are great pointers to keep in mind when watching TV, as well as to help question the shows that are most popular. While we could go on and on about the bad examples of women in television, why not focus on the great ones? For example, Christina Yang from the popular show Grey's Anatomy. Christina is a highly successful cardiothoracic surgeon. She is highly ambitious and intelligent. She is shown to be emotionally detached, but we also see her make mistakes and become vulnerable. Christina is one of the most complex characters and shows a type of woman not commonly shown on TV. Christina has no interest in having children, even if it puts strain on romantic relationships. She would rather have a career than a child. The writers make sure to never compromise this or any of her other values.
But you're very beautiful.
Oh, screw beautiful. I'm brilliant. If you want to appease me, compliment my brain.
Okay.
Olivia Pope from the show Scandal is also another complex female character. She's a crisis manager who has dedicated her life to fixing problems and solving crimes. She's an extremely powerful woman who doesn't let anyone get in the way of her doing her job. Olivia is precise and beyond intelligent with her tactful pursuit to protecting both her clients as well as herself. Throughout the show, we see her internal struggles, flaws, and all of her other misguided decisions. There are many other great examples on TV, but I challenge you to find them yourself. Use the Bechdel test to look for unique and intriguing characters. They might not be 100% likable people, but they bring out a fresh look for women in television. They have diverse goals and represent a wide array of real women. As hard as we try to create quality and unique female characters, they will never be as beautiful and strong as the real thing, women like you and me. Even so, we can turn our attention and support towards television shows that give us complex and flawed characters that we can identify with.